Let's talk September reading plans of 2024. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is the very hopeful September TBR. I'm really banking on that pattern that I've had this year of reading 10 books and reading like 0 books in the next month and then having a good month. So we're really banking on a good month for September this year. Before we jump into the video today, make sure you check in the description box down below for links to my social media and Discord should you want to come along for the ride. Now, if you haven't heard, I do have a podcast out with my buddy Ryan called Genre Blender, and that will also be linked down in my videos if you want to go ahead and check out two nerds just talking about basically any sort of storytelling under the sun, but it has been focused on books for the first few episodes, and it's been a lot of fun. So go ahead and check that out if you want to, of course. So this month, I do have big plans to read a lot. I have a couple of arcs in here which definitely need to come out. I've got some author interviews happening later on in the month of September, which is good to get back into that space again. I've definitely been feeling not in that space, so hoping to jump back into that, and also getting reviews back on the channel for things that knock my socks off. There's definitely been a few in the last couple of months which have been just fantastic reads that I like to shout about. But this is all about the TBR for September. So starting off with a continuation, told the Hounds, probably sick of me talking about it by now, but I'm not going to be finished this in the month of August, so that will be happening, hopefully finished in the month of September. That is the aim, to finish that one up in the month of September. The first new thing for the month is an arc, which is coming out. The Kickstarter will be launching on the 10th of September, and this is for Mythos Unbound by Shayla Morganson, a good friend of both Rachel and myself. And this is an urban fantasy, which I'm really looking forward to getting into because of this. Imagine your favorite genre shows were a book. I really love when books read like TV because I never really got into a lot of TV shows, but I like books to read like TV, and this one just excites me. So, The X-Files, but if Scully's brother was one of the Winchesters. Supernatural, but if Sam was in the dark like Deb from Dexter. Dexter, if he saw creatures like Grimm, so the dad trained him in secret to hunt monsters. And Grimm, but the monsters are all gunning for him. It just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. This will be my first arc of the month, and I'm hoping to have Shayla on the channel here on the 10th or around the time of the Kickstarter launch to let you in on all of the goodness that is coming to our way from Mythos Unbound, so you can go ahead and back that Kickstarter. The second arc I have, and one of my most anticipated releases for the year, is Of Love and Loss by B.S.H. Garcia. This is The Heart of Quinaria, book number 2. I cannot wait. My Kindle is currently burning, just waiting for me to open this book. I can't really give too much away, but I loved Of Thieves and Shadows, and I can't wait to jump into book 2. A series continuation that I have here is going to be Jeff Vandermeer's Southern Reach trilogy, well, quartet, whatever it is, at this stage, and I'm going to be reading the second 2 books, so Authority, book number 2, and also Acceptance, I think it is, book number 3. So those two will be happening for a discussion with Ryan over on that podcast that I was talking about late in the month of September, so I do have that. I also would love to continue on with the Forging of Age duology by Tatiana Obe, so I do have Dragon Your Bones on here. I am trying to finish a series or get caught up on a series per month for the rest of the year. We'll see how we go with that, but that is a goal that I do have. I do have a beta read here for a person by the name of Chase Dillon. This is for a story called Mercyful, which I believe is a dark fantasy story. I'll be doing that throughout the month of September. I don't know how much I can give away on that one just yet. I haven't spoken to the author about potentially talking about it in vlogs and things like that, so I wanted to check before I go ahead and word vomit at you about all of those things. And then I have a couple of books that I'm hoping will excite people that I'm about to pick up. The first one is a book that has been on my shelf for a good year now, and I've just mentioned it that I'm going to read this one in the month of September, and that is the Wickwire Watch by Jacqueline Hagan. I don't think I've heard anyone say a bad thing about this book or this series. People seem to love it, and I hope that I also love it. This one says, trust no one. It's the first and greatest rule Inkwell Featherfield ever learnt. It's the only way that he knows how to survive, besides picking pockets, dodging the law, and using every ounce of his plucky charm. But none of this will be enough to save him now. If only he'd never snooped around a dead man's house. If only he'd never found that pocket watch full of strange magic. If only he'd known the old man had snuffed it at the hands of the ghostly spectres, or that such dark spirits even existed, because now they're after him. When ink is approachable by an enigmatic, when ink is approached by an enigmatic, I can never pronounce that word, group offering to keep him safe, he accepts, only to discover his rescuers are a band of infamous fugitives. Who knew they had a flair for winemaking or a penchant for a sing-along? This sounds fantastic. Why haven't I read this yet? Thrust into a world of arcane horrors, powerful politicians, and dangers on every side, the boy has no choice but to finally break his rule and decide who to trust. But with all the secrets, magic, and mystery thickening around him, and the stakes so much higher than he ever imagined, it might just be downright impossible. It sounds great. I can't wait to jump into this. I have book 2 and 3 on my Kindle as well, so if I love it, I can just jump in and read more of the series. Now, the next one that I have here is a review copy, which I was given very kindly at the beginning of the year, and I would like to also put in a review copy per month to start working my way through some of those. And this is Shadows of Old Town by T. Olson. This one says, Legend says there was once a labyrinth where the city of Sangaree now stands. Each year, on the night of the shadows, the populace stays inside while gateways to the labyrinth appear in the streets, and shadows wait to devour the brave or the foolish. Grey was both, and it still haunts him. He deals with his nightmares through sarcasm and overconfidence, and has risen in the ranks of the criminal guild to wrangle the most unruly district in the city, Old Town. He cheats at dice, drinks too much, and flirts as naturally as he breathes. When he finds the body of a fellow guild member, rumors spread that he's the killer, and he does what he does best, ignores authority and tries to handle it himself. His investigations leave him on the run from both the guild and the guards, and he's blackmailed into one last heist, one that will plunge him into the bowels of urban legend and force him to face his own traumatic past. The city's future depends on the wit and bluster of the greatest thief ever to run across its rooftops. But can he survive the labyrinth a second time? It's a bit of a theme happening in this month's TBR. We've got some urban fantasy, some heisty stuff, and I'm here for it. I haven't read a good urban fantasy in a hot minute, so very much looking forward to what this month brings for me. Now, if I do happen to finish all of that, which, let's face it, it's already fairly ambitious, I will be also going down the audio route of Threshold of the Universe by T.A. Bruno, which is book 3 in the Song of Kamaria. This series, I've really enjoyed this series. I had some thoughts on book 2, but I'm genuinely looking forward to finishing it off with the third book. I've done it on audio per year. So I listened to one 2 years ago, listened to one last year. So it's only natural that I finish it off this year on the audio as well. And if I finish all of that plus the bonus, I'll be starting Dust of Dreams by Stephen Erickson and just continuing on the Malazan journey. So that was a bit ranty for a TBR. It's very ambitious. Those are the things that I'm going to try and read in the month. So everyone keep your fingers crossed for me. I'd appreciate it a lot. What are you picking up in the month of August? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content, give it one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.